So, we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 9. Chapter has the title, Author receives instructions from Guru and Krishna. No? Is it the correct title, I think? Yeah? Just a second. We will check immediately. Oh, no. Oh, excuse me. Chapter 9 is the tree of devotional service. The tree of devotional service, yes. And in this chapter, up to now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking of him being the gardener and producing fruits, meaning fruits being the plant being devotional service or Krishna consciousness movement, as Srila Prabhupada is translating it, and fruits are the result of this movement or of Krishna consciousness, which is prema or love, pure, unadulterated, selfless love. And we are now at the text number 40. Jagadvyapi amora habe punya kyati sukhi khaya loka mora gahi beka kirti. Jagadvyapi amora habe punya kyati sukhi khaya loka mora gahi beka kirti. Jagadvyapi amora habe punya kyati sukhi khaya loka mora gahi beka kirti. Ungefähr. Jagadvyapi amora habe punya kyati sukhi khaya loka mora gahi bega kirti. Jagadvyapi amora habe punya kyati sukhi khaya loka mora gahi bega kirti. Okay. Jagadvyapiya, spreading all over the world. Mora, my, habe, there will be. Punya, pious. Khyati, reputation. Sukhi, happy. Khaya, becoming. Loka, all the people. All loka means actually like a place, no? All the places everywhere practically. Mora, my. Gahibeka, glorify. Kirti, reputation. Translation. If the fruits are distributed all over the world, my reputation as a pious man will be known everywhere, and thus all people will glorify my name with great pleasure. Purport. This prediction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's is now actually coming to pass. The Krishna consciousness movement is being distributed all over the world through the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and people who were leading confused, chaotic lives are now feeling transcendental happiness They are finding peace in Sankirtan, and therefore they are acknowledging the supreme benefit of this movement. This is the blessing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His prediction is now factually being fulfilled, and those who are sober and conscientious are appreciating the value of this great movement. Verse again. Jagat Vyapya Mora Habe Punya Kyati Sukhi Iya Loka More Gahi Bega Kirti. If the fruits are distributed all over the world, my reputation as a pious man will be known everywhere, and thus all people will glorify my name with great pleasure. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is seemingly worried about him being glorified all over the world. But we should keep in mind that he's not an ordinary being, an ordinary human, but he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, somebody somebody whose meditation on, I'm not sure if this is proper English, but he's somebody, if one is meditating on him, one will have great benefit. So this we can understand as the background of this verse, that he's worried about the benefit of all people. If he's being known and appreciated, then people will meditate with love on him, and thus make advancement in spiritual life. No, they will glorify my name with great pleasure, which is happening for those of us who are fortunate enough to have found out about who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is and what his mood is, how is he. Then gradually we get great appreciation for him, and when we sing his name, some special pleasure comes about. No, when we are singing Nita Gora Haribol and so on, great some delight arises in the heart. So, and Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that this prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's being glorified everywhere is now coming to pass, because the movement of Srila Prabhupada of Krishna consciousness, and this was written in the 70s, is being distributed all over the world. And the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, which is also, of course, the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in another form, is spreading to every village practically. And people who were before confused through their sinful lives without meaning, lives without purity, without direction, they are finding transcendental happiness and great delight in this movement. They are finding peace, Srila Prabhupada says, in Sankirtan, and they are acknowledging the supreme benefit of this movement. No? Finding the one's direction in life, and the peace which comes connected with it. And what to speak of if the direction is toward the supreme destination, then the peace will be also supreme, which we acquire. This is a great uh, benefit or great mercy in everyone's individual lives. One can find this direction and this peace, because um, peace would be a counterpart or counter, yeah, the opposite of anxiety. Anxiety would mean no absence of peace. One is always looking, bracing for some disaster somewhere, and many of this is happening unconsciously. And then, if we are able to experience real peace, then the anxiety is naturally gone. Then we have arrived. No, we are settled like this. And Srila Prabhupada writes on that the blessing of Lord Chaitanya, this is the blessing of Lord Chaitanya which is coming true to pass, and his prediction is being fulfilled, and those who are sober and conscientious are appreciating the value of this great movement. So not everybody is appreciating, but those whose hearts are somehow good, just being misled temporarily, they will appreciate as soon as they find something good like this movement. And we also can remember this from our own lives, that when we um, encountered this information that something like this exists, we became very attentive and very interested suddenly, no? So and we decided to follow on in this direction, and this is where we are now, sitting there and appreciating further all of these great blessings. Yeah, this is the practically what Srila Prabhupada is speaking about here. We would move to the next verse, which has quite a purport. Is there some question, some comment on this point first? Okay. Uh, yeah. Text 41. Bharata bhumite haila manushya janma yara janma sarthaka kharipa khara para upakara. Meter is somehow not working. Okay. Translation. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatvarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. So here is a hint how our lives can become successful, which is by yeah. This is how actually this is happening. But here's some. I'm just checking how attentive are we this early in the morning. So again, one who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatvarsha, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. So how does one make one's life successful?
By serving others.
Yeah, by serving others. Yeah. By work for the benefit of all other people. So this is one meaning which we can derive out of it. But there is another one, which which means that one should make his life successful, meaning one should develop oneself first, and then work for the benefit for all other people. And this is now another little subtle, different explanation, but both come to pass, I would say. But this second one applies, I think, more regarding the form of the sentences. it would mean that what should make one's life successful, meaning develop oneself first, and then use this wealth which one has gathered and work for the benefit of other people. Okay, purport. The magnanimity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressed in this very important verse. Although he was born in Bengal, and Bengalis therefore have a special duty toward him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressing not only Bengalis, but all the inhabitants of India. It is in the land of India that actual human civilization can be developed. It's a strong statement. Human life is especially meant for God realization, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra, Adhato Brahma Jignyas. Anyone who takes birth in the land of India, Bharatvarsha, has the special privilege of being able to take advantage of the instruction and guidance of the Vedic civilization. He automatically receives the basic principles of life. He automatically receives the basic principles of spiritual life. For 99.9% of the Indian people, even simple village farmers and others who are neither educated nor sophisticated, believe in the transmigration of the soul, believe in past and future lives, believe in God, and naturally want to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead or His representative. Now we got a explanation why the Indian people are special. Can somebody summarize what did he say? The explanation?
They have the opportunity to take shelter of Vedic knowledge more easily
Yes, and why?
because that's the place where it's taught. I mean, that's India is where the earth and it's part of the culture.
This is a general understanding, but here I will read the actual explanation again because it's very precise. I did not hear it before like this. So why is it so that they can take special privilege, special advantage of this knowledge, the Indian people? Because 99.9%, meaning practically everybody with few little examples, of the Indian people, even simple village farmers and others, who are neither educated nor sophisticated, believe in the transmigration of the soul. They believe in past and future lives. They believe in God and naturally want to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead or His representative. So that the vast majority of Indian population has this, that this knowledge practically, it is relevant knowledge, that the soul is immortal, practically Bhagavad Gita knowledge, no? And everybody, not some just people who are educated, but also farmers, and they believe in past lives and future lives and want to worship God. So they have the vast majority of the population has this foundation, which is very important for further understanding of things. These ideas are the natural inheritance of a person born in India. And just in between, I mean, when you come to India or come out of India, you feel a very distinct difference in the atmosphere. No, this is how I experienced it. Something was very different on the. I mean, not necessarily by looking and smelling and hearing, but by some other sense, something was very different in a pleasant way in India for me. And I have missed it immediately when I went out of India. It was not just Vrindavan or Mayapur, but also the Delhi airport. It is also there. And when leaving, it's gone, and it's something I felt like a loss. And we can say that this is the collective consciousness of this 99.9% of people who have relevant knowledge, who are pious, who are God conscious, who want to worship, who are worshiping actually God in one of his forms. So these ideas are the natural inheritance of a person born in India. India has many holy places of pilgrimage, such as Gaya, Benares, Mathura, Prayag, Vrindavan, Haridwar, Rameshwaram, and Jagannath Puri. And still, people go there by the hundreds and thousands. Although the present leaders of India are influencing the people not to believe in God, not to believe in next life, and not to believe in a distinction between pious and impious life. And they are teaching them how to drink wine, eat meat, and become supposedly civilized. Srila Prabhupada is hammering. No, really. People are nevertheless afraid of the four activities of sinful life, namely illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. And whenever there is a religious festival, they gather together by the thousands. We have actual experience of this. Whenever the Krishna consciousness movement holds a Sankirtan festival in a big city like Kolkata, Bombay, Madras, Ahmedabad, or Hyderabad, thousands of people come to hear. Sometimes we speak in English, but even though most people do not understand English, they nevertheless come to hear us. Even when imitation incarnations of Godhead speak, people gather in the thousands. For everyone who is born in the land of India has a natural spiritual inclination and is taught the basic principles of spiritual life. They merely need to be a little more educated in the Vedic principles. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Para Upakara. If an Indian is educated in the Vedic principles, he is able to perform the most beneficial welfare activity for the entire world. As present, for want of Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, the entire world is in darkness, having been covered by the four principles of sinful life: meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. Therefore, there is a need for vigorous propaganda to educate people to refrain from sinful activities. This will bring peace and prosperity. The rogues, thieves, and debauchees will naturally decrease in number, and all of human society will be God conscious. The practical effect of our spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world is that now the most degraded debauchees are becoming the most elevated saints. This is only one Indian's humble service to the world. Just one Indian person's humble service to the world. Srila Prabhupada is pointing humbly to himself, but making a point that if Indian people are educated in Vedic principles, they can save all the world. And he's saying just one is making all this difference. So what to speak if so many would go into this direction. If all Indians had taken to this path, as advised by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, India would have given a unique gift to the world, and thus India would have been glorified. Now, however, India is known as a poverty-stricken country, and whenever anyone from America or another opulent country goes to India, he sees many people lying by the footpaths, for whom there are not even provisions for 2 meals a day. There are also institutions collecting money from all parts of the world in the name of welfare activities for poverty-stricken people, but they are spending it for their own sense gratification. Now, on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Krishna consciousness movement has been started and people are benefiting from this movement. Therefore, it is now the duty of the leading men of India to consider the importance of this movement and train many Indians to go outside of India to preach this cult. People will accept it. There will be cooperation among the Indian people and among the other people of the world, and the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be fulfilled. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be glorified all over the world, and people will naturally be happy, peaceful, and prosperous, not only in this life, but also in the next. For as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who understands Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very easily get salvation or freedom from the repetition of birth and death, and go back home, back to Godhead. Which verse is this? Krishna is speaking of, he's saying, whoever understands the nature of my appearance and my activities,
Fourth chapter,
could be, yeah, will how does it continue? Will yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to return to this world of death, maybe, and will return to my eternal abode. Mm. Mm. No, so this is the this is the also the nice explanation, wonderful explanation of why people should know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No? Because if we know his activities and his appearance, then this holds true also, that we will not have to return to this world, but go to the spiritual world. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore requests every Indian to become a preacher of his cult, to save the world from disastrous confusion. This is very nice connection to the verse before this one. This is not only the duty of Indians, but the duty of everyone, and we are very happy American and European boys and girls are seriously cooperating with this movement. One should know definitely that the best welfare activity for all human society is to awaken man's God consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Therefore, everyone should help this great movement. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 22nd chapter, verse 35, which is next quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We can just see what the verse is. It is the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. So, So Srila Prabhupada mentions here, it is not only the duty of Indians, but the duty of everyone to do that. And he's referring to his American and European disciples. And generally speaking, it is not necessarily the body which matters, Indian or European or American, but it is the consciousness which matters, the culture behind it. So if non-Indian persons, Shishirada Madan Mohan ki jai. If non-Indian persons are adapting Indian culture, consciousness is being formed by that culture, and thus this instruction, of course, applies to everyone like this, no? Because it is the consciousness which matters. It is the consciousness which 99.9% of Indian population is embodying, which makes them special. But this same consciousness can be embodied also by non-Indian devotees, non-Indian persons, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which Srila Prabhupada is pointing out. So yeah, the verse which we had was, yeah, exactly. Okay, so this was quite a purport, but Srila Prabhupada is giving very much in these passages. I feel it's very interesting to read. Is there any question, any comment on this?
No, Hare Krishna.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Also, as Prabhupada said, it's only possible in India if they all take up the cult of Lord Chaitanya. Also, we were reading that this is only possible if all Indians take to Krishna consciousness. They are already pious people, or they have some kind of God worship, or some kind of spiritual practice. But it's important that dass sie vereint werden durch das Praktizieren von
unified. Mhm. Well, it is not only possible in India, but it is easier. It is more natural for them because of their cultural background, which is very much in tune with Vedic conclusions. But can you please repeat your question?
Ja, also ganz auf Deutsch
Ja,
sagen.
ja.
Das ist auch, also ich habe erst zwei kleine Indien-Erfahrungen. Es ist ja auch sehr bunt in Indien, denke ich, auch religiös sehr bunt. Und dass das, sage ich mal, was auch was sagt, dass vermutlich gesagt, dass jeder ein indischen Körper geborene Mensch die Verpflichtung hat, das in die Welt zu bringen und so weiter. Aber dafür bräuchten sie ja erstmal also ihre Einheit in sich, im eigenen Land, um sozusagen dann konzentriert und fokussiert ausgerichtet den Kult des Krishna-Bewusstseins. Also müsste ja wahrscheinlich erstmal als Schritt davor passieren.
Yeah. Srila Prabhupada is actually saying that, mentioning that it is necessary that Indians are educated more in Vedic principles, and this will unify their energy, no? Like in the same way as the devotees are unified in the same way. Temples around the world, everybody knows who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna. No, this is what does matter in life, to help others, and so on. This is unified, and all the ones who came in contact with this knowledge, they are in one direction. So when we go out to Sankirtan, everybody knows what we are doing, and the ones who do not know, they will find out very soon. So in this way, has to be unified train of knowledge, how to say, to end the confusion with all those different Vedic injunctions, which are on different spokes, on different levels of the Vedic ladder. No, I think Srila Prabhupada is referring to that to give an overview that these different religions, which are in India so manifold, they are not some separate things, but they are just different levels on the Vedic ladder to elevate people from different backgrounds, from different levels, practically, to point them into the same direction. So when this is pointed out and understood, then it will be much easier. This is how we can understand this what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning is educating people in Vedic principles.
Do you think therefore it's maybe easier to develop this Krishna consciousness in India because there's already some knowledge, or than to convince an atheist, as like us? Because I think it's because sometimes I can imagine if someone says, "Oh, this is my glauben or my kind of whatever." It's more difficult to convince a person who worships another kind of God, or is more difficult to convince someone who is not at all religious.
I think both, theoretically both could be true, because Indians are closer to this knowledge. It would be easier to convince them. But on the other hand, being closer to this knowledge means only that there's a certain level of satisfaction with one's own way is there, and then therefore it's more difficult to move such a person. But on the other hand, we here know that Krishna consciousness movement is spreading very rapidly in India. I would say it has to do something with the Western influence, because the symptom of Western influence is to create dissatisfaction. So this may be even a blessing of the Western influence in a way, in a, how to say, perverted way, that because of the dissatisfaction which is being created in the long run, the Indian people who still somehow have some genetic memory or so of actual culture are being, how to say, it's for them it's easier to remember again what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. I mean, there is also a statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that pure devotees can be born anywhere, not just in pious land, not just in India, but anywhere in the world, because they are so powerful that by their existence, they're able to transform the surroundings around them, meaning the people around them. And this is part of the divine plan, how to initiate the golden age, how to bring the golden age into this world. It is through the hearts in which the golden age is already present, and they then influence other hearts in a way that the golden age grabs hold in these hearts also. So, and then when enough hearts are in this state of consciousness, of the golden age consciousness, of God consciousness, then the world transforms. It's coming from inside. So this is, of this we know that this is a divine plan, divine tactics, how to transform this world, and therefore we must assume that um, 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 this was part of the success of Srila Prabhupada's spreading the movement, because persons were strategically placed all over the world, persons who had this in their heart, which Srila Prabhupada mentioned also at some point. He mentioned also sometimes in a different way, but we need to understand this properly. Sometimes Guru has to cut the pride of devotees down, of his disciples down, and sometimes he has to elevate them also if they feel too wretched. When there is danger that they get paralyzed because of that, he needs to uplift them so they are situated on a solid platform of, how to say, of real humility, no, not wretched humility, and not pride, but real humility. So, coming to your question, is it easier in India to spread Krishna consciousness or outside of India? I think in this age, the difference is not that distinct anymore in this time which we are living. If we look at historically, there has been a huge wave in the Western world, and then this wave was big enough that it has influenced the wave in the Indian world, and the wave in the Western world died down, but it transferred its energy to the Indian population, and then it seems like it's gaining momentum more and more. So yeah.
Yeah, there's also the fact that there are already a lot of people who are originally from India living in the West. Also, that's why Bhaktivedanta is such a big Indian people community. Here also a lot of nobody who supports and already a certain amount of people from India.
Yes, it's going on. It's like complementing each other, no? Going this way, then going that way, and anyway, main thing is that the consciousness is rising all over the world. Krishna's plan is how his plan is. Who can understand exactly? We can just observe and wonder and be in awe how everything is developing and unfolding according to the predictions. So, yeah.
Yeah, as you said in the beginning, that you feel so different, like as in India, as your own personal experience. For me, it was also the first time in Vrindavan, or everyone is a devotee. So here, for the first is a little devotee association, and you think, I'm a crazy personality who follows something. So, and then in India you see it's normal.
It's normal, yeah, it's natural. True.
This was very valuable for me. It's difficult if you not have so much association.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was super wonderful.
From being something exotical, at least in one's own
Yeah.
view of oneself, something exotical. Is it all right? And then you come into a total natural environment.
Yeah.
Everything is there, and then you get your own confirmation that, oh yeah, this is the right thing. There is a whole culture there. I'm just displaced a little bit. Mm.
And here we are now very fortunate. Every day together with the woods are able to go for shopping in Birkenfeld almost always to meet someone. Very, very blessed.
Yeah. Thank you. So I suggest we stop here.
Yeah.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Bharadvarsha ki jai.
Das bringt Bal Govinda.